everyone, this is Georgia with Georgia's Crafty Creations, and today we're doing a video as part of the design team for Maymay Made It, and we're going to be making a card that's to send to somebody who you're just thinking of. Maybe it's a special occasion, maybe they've just been on your mind, but we're going to be using a stamp set called Blessed Inside and Out, and we're going to be using the stamps that say you've been on my mind and in my heart, and the I am praying for you. So that's the stamp set we're going to be using. I already have my stamps pulled out. But what I like about this card, I made it a bit bigger. This is a 6x6 card. But when you open it up, using the mini envelope punch board, I made this mini envelope with another little just mini card in it that you can write a note in. I didn't stamp anything on this one. It's blank. But you can just write a note in it. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you everything I used. I've already showed you the stamp set. The paper we're going to be using, you can also find over on MaymayMadeIt.com at the store. This is the Romance Collection of Simple Stories. And we're going to be using 3 different papers out of here. Now I've already got my paper cut so to make it go a little bit quicker. We have just a white card base, and this is cut at 6 by 12 inches, and it's scored at 6. Then I have 2 background mats, and these are 5 7/8 square. And it was the paper, it had some cards on the other side. I used the back side of the paper. I really like the green. And then for the front of the card, you need a panel that's 5.5 by 5.5. Then you need a piece the same color as your front panel for your mini envelope, and this is 5 by 5, and this will make an envelope for a 3-inch card. And then for my small card, we have a 3 by 6-inch piece of cardstock, and this is scored at 3, and I didn't cut a front for that. So I'm going to skip putting the front on it, but for the front of this, you just want a square that's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. If we have time, I'll cut that, but it's not necessary right now. And then for your sentiment on the front, I have a piece of white cardstock that's 1 7/8 by 1 1/8 inch. And then my pattern piece is 1 3/4 by 1 inch. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and stamp this sentiment real quick. And this is the one that says you've been on my mind and in my heart. Now normally I will stamp my paper and then cut it. But since I wanted to have it ready, I cut it already. So we're going to see how this is going to work because it's going to be really tiny. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get my magnet on there. Let's slip the magnet on first. There we go. And I'm just stamping this with a black ink. That looks pretty good. It's just a hair crooked. I'm going to adjust it. There we go. And let's get that inked up. And that looks good, first time. So I'm going to set that aside. I'll clean my stamps in a little bit. Go ahead and pull that off. We will be stamping on the inside of our card, but I'm going to wait a little bit to do that. So we're going to go ahead and start putting our card together. And I'm just going to use a tape runner to attach this. I'm just going to take my mat first. I mean, this is just a really quick, simple card, and I love the scripture stamps from Maymay because they're thoughtful, and you can use them for so many different cards. Now, on this piece, I did cut a piece of lace, and my lace is approximately 7.5 inches long, and it's 2.5 inches wide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape, And I'm going to run it right along this piece of lace on the card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lace and kind of center it the way I want it on the card. Make sure I have my lace upright. And we're just going to lay that right across the top of that lace on the card. And I'm going to flip it over and just put a couple pieces of double-sided tape on either side. And I'm going to pull that lace over and around. You don't want to pull it super tight because you don't want it to bunch up the front of your card. And then I'm going to grab a piece of pink ribbon and cut it for the width of the card. And then I'm going to take a piece of double-sided ribbon or double-sided tape and put on the back of my ribbon. And we're going to take that and lay it right over the top of the lace. I'm going to lay it partially on the paper. I don't want to cover up the lace up above it. We just want to make a nice border there. And I'm just going to bring it around. And then for this, since I put the lace on and the ribbon, I'm going to use the double-sided tape to adhere it to the front of my card. And really, you could make this card and put whatever sentiment you would want on it. It's just sometimes I need a card, a just because card, and I will use this for that. And we'll peel off our tape. And also, I made this a top folding card. You could have it open to the side, but I like it open at the top. I'm just going to take this and place it on. That looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my inside mat on in. And what I like to do with my inside mat is I'll take it and put it on the opposite side of where it goes. I've probably said this before, but I'll line it up where I want it. And then I'll just take my side and fold it down under, and it lines it up perfectly every time. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and put our sentiment together. And I'm just going to use some double-sided tape. And we're going to put that on our little white mat. And then this one I'm going to pop up with some foam tape. And we're just going to put that right to the right side of our card. And then I'm going to take another piece of ribbon. And we're just going to make a little bow to go on the front. And the way I do this, I just make 2 loops and fold them over. And pull it. And you get a cute little bow every time. And then you can adjust your loops for whatever size you want to make it. And then I'm just going to take and trim my ends. shouldn't have pulled it. I liked it the way it was and I messed it up. There we go. I'm going to trim just a little more off this side. Then I'm just going to grab a glue dot or adhesive dot, put on the back of it, and put it on. And you can put this wherever you want it. So then the only thing we have left to do is make our envelope for the inside. So I'm going to grab the little mini punch board. Now this I can't do upside down because I can't do the fold on it or do the line on it. I couldn't think of the word. So I'm going to flip this around and do it. Now I did a 5x5. No, this is 4 7/8 by 4 7/8 because it's for a 3-inch card, and you would find your card size down this size in 3x3. It's 4 7/8, and you will score it at 2.5 for your first score. Score is the word I was looking for. Okay, so I'm going to find my 2.5 mark. I'm going to go ahead and punch it. This makes the cutest little envelopes. I never thought I would have need for mini envelopes, but I guess there's always a need. And then we're going to just take and do the corner rounder. Very quick and easy to make this. Get those out of the way. Okay, and then you're just going to take your, where you scored it, take and fold in and give it a good crease on all 4 sides. And then I use double-sided tape on my envelopes because I just like them to stay put. Sometimes when I use my tape runner, they don't always stay. We're going to put 2 there. I'm going to fold that one into it. Then we're going to get our other one, peel it off. Fold that over, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it. I'm not going to put anything on this edge. What would work here, which I don't have it unpacked yet, I have some like little mini Velcro dots that would be cute there just to hold it shut. But I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put double-sided tape on all 4 sides. Another thing you could put in the envelope, you could, if it's somebody who's sick, you could put a tea packet. You could put a little bit of candy, like if it was something flat, I'm not sure what. You could put like some hard candy into it. But use your imagination. You can put whatever you like in it. And then we're going to peel these off. Oh, that one doesn't want to come up. There we go. And then when you open your card, you can really put this wherever you like on it. And I'm going to put mine, the last one I did like this. I don't really like it centered. I want it off like that. And then you just put your little card in. And like I said, you just need to cut a mat for the front. And it would be 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then the last thing we have to do is the I am praying for you. And I like to stamp it just toward the bottom. I should have stamped this before I put it together, but I didn't, so we're going to stamp it now. And actually, it doesn't have to be super straight. We're just going to stamp that right below the envelope. There we go. So there you have it. A quick little card to tell someone you're thinking of them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe below. And I'll put links below to the papers and the stamp set that I used. Be sure to join Maymay Made It's group over on Facebook and show us what you make. Show us how you use our inspiration to make cards. So I hope you have a great day, everybody. Happy crafting!